What's up, Mike? What up, Mike? What up, Crystal?
What's
up to
up?
all of our next
What's
levelers
up?
out there? Welcome to another episode of Next Level Living. Man, how y'all feeling? Talk to me.
You know what? It's a little early in Los Angeles. I'm feeling good, and I'm only up for y'all right now on a
Appreciate you.
Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you for the early morning, boy. Yeah, Mike, where you at? Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Talk to me, bro.
I tell you what, I've been like 3 places in the last 12 hours, but right now I'm in peace up, A-town down. You feel
A-town
me? Just
down. I was
little
just
house
bumping
step.
that in the gym.
For
What he
real?
said, if you ain't from around here, dog, no need to come around. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Hey.
Can I
Yeah,
go
man.
back?
Welcome to another episode, y'all. Shout out to all of our next levelers out there, everybody that's watching us, on YouTube, and everybody that's listening, whether you're on Apple or Spotify or whatever, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Do me a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're listening to this, download it, share it with friends, share it with family, share it with your people. Today, y'all typically, we kind of have fun and get a little goofy. And then we go into, our normal situation. I typically would pick on Mike and call him sensitive or call him Mikey or something like that. But we're not even going to do that today. You know what I'm saying? Like today, I really want to talk about, what took place, close to a week, almost 2 weeks ago in the shooting in Buffalo. We talked right before. Chris was like, can we like get in and get out? So it's not a whole lot of, what you call it? Crystal, you said it's like trauma
It's called
addiction.
trauma porn. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it's
tell us
called.
what that is. That sounds deep.
So
Did you make that
basically,
up?
no,
Oh,
I didn't. So
Hmm.
basically, it's when people are addicted to seeing, like physically, visually seeing the things that are happening in the world. So they want to
Hmm.
see, okay, when someone gets shot. They want to see when someone gets beat up. They want to see a car accident, and they have like a visual fixation on it, and to the
Wow.
point that this stuff now resides in them. And so I don't typically like to see these things. I can read about them, I can hear about them, but I
Right.
don't
Right.
typically like to have that visual in my head because I'm already
Yeah.
imagining what that was like. But to have my imagination plus the visual, some people say the visual is more important, which it is. The visual, I understand, is important for certain people, and some people want to see it. But I'm just like one of those people that I don't want to see it.
I
Right.
don't care
No,
for
for
it.
sure. For sure. And so it's not necessarily that people find delight in it. They're just addicted to seeing it in a sense. They're like addicted to the
You
drama, addicted to the pain. It's not like they want it to happen, but is
you know
it like
what?
more so they're
Some people find delight in it, especially like fight
wow.
videos and stuff like that. People are like, "Oh, did you see that?" And
Oh yeah,
they
that's
they
it.
share it amongst
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
They
Okay.
find delight in it.
Yeah.
And some people are just addicted to seeing what happened. Like they have to see it for themselves.
Right.
It does, does
So
that
we
call
want what do you say, Mike?
does that go into the same category of like the people that don't like the scary part of the scary movie, but they still stay in there and they go and do their eyes like this, like, oh shit, I don't want to
Because
miss it,
they
but
want to
I'm
see
really
what
it's
happened.
like, it's
They
like
don't
they
want to
want to
have
see it.
feelings of missing out.
Yeah. Is that
I mean, it
similar?
could go into the same category if it's something that you know is going to affect you, but you still watching it anyway, just to say that you saw it.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
and so
Okay.
and so we're not even as much talking today to all of our listeners about what you should be listening or consuming. You need to be mindful because when Crystal mentioned that a little while ago before we start recording, I was like, man, I guess that is a thing. Like people like do be addicted to that, the drama. I know a lot of people that would be clinging to MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. They want to see what Trump said, what recent scandal, like what recent, you know what I'm saying? And they say sex and drama sells, and so we're sick. But today, man, as we were discussing what we were going to talk about, we did say that, because we do have our ear to the culture and this new generation does listen to us and rock with us, we did want to talk about the shooting, and we did want to, talk about like where do we go from here? I guess in a
Mm,
sense, like none of us are surprised that there are evil people out here. None of us are
Mm.
surprised that there are, that there are racist people out here. Like, None of us are surprised at that. We know it wasn't a mental health condition because when he saw a white person that was about to shoot him, he apologized and went specific to the black people. So it's not. Now, I do think that there is something wrong mentally for you to
Right.
even want to do that, but it's not like,
Yeah.
oh, he's out of his mind. Like, no, he was in his mind. His mind is just sick. So let's be clear.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my man was not out of his mind. He was in his mind. He was just sick. He specifically targeted, you know what I'm saying, black people. And it was just so painful to see what
Mm-hmm.
happened. It's like, what did we go through here?
Right.
Because the word says we're to forgive. Like the word says we're to turn the other cheek. But at the same time, like, bro, Jesus was turning over tables. Like he wasn't no sucker. He wasn't no simp. And so I really
Mm-hmm.
had to catch myself personally, Mike, man. I had to really catch myself to say, let me not like let me guard my heart. I went on Instagram a day or two afterwards and I told the people simply this: don't let the behavior of other people change your heart.
Mm.
Because when this
Mm.
first happened, Chris, like, man, your cousin, like, my
Mm-hmm.
heart was like, it was almost corroded. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
my energy was like, bro, if you come around here, you sucker, you chump, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
bro, you coward, you know what I'm saying? Like, in my
can,
energy, I was like, bro, I wish you would come
yeah.
around my house with that. Like, I got something for you. Like, you gonna go in the grocery store, you know what I'm saying, where people are shopping peacefully, knowing that they can't defend themselves. Like, that's terrorism. So in my
Right.
heart, I was on some, I wish you would come around here. And I took on that energy. I took on
Yeah.
that hate.
But
And so I just,
and you
yeah, so we gotta talk about this, man, because I
and
had to
you
kind
know
of back up
what?
and catch myself. Yep.
Can you speak too from a parent perspective on what that feels like to see that happening? Like what
Mm.
what is going
Yeah,
through your mind because your kids are growing up in this sick world.
man. So this is really why, what I do what I do, Chris. Like I read the word. I know in the last days the world gonna just get worse. As God slowly withdraws his spirit from the earth, like he gonna have to set us with more of it. And so I realized like we in a really ugly, dark world. Though we live a good life and we're blessed, when we look at the holistic, the totality of it, there's a lot of pain, a lot of evil in the world. And I try to
Mhm.
safeguard Jewel from a lot of it, but I'm also very like protective. Like, and I have to let her know like this is a sick world we live in. So I don't let her see certain things, but I do let her know, like, baby girl, we live in a world where people don't really, there are people that don't care about you. So I let her
Mhm.
know, like, baby, it's the reason why I tell you to play in the backyard when we're watching you and you can't go in the front yard. I said, baby, there are people that will kidnap little girls.
Mhm.
We had the conversation like 2 years ago. She was like, really? I said, baby, yes. And it's really people who are really evil and sick and they will kidnap little girls, baby. So I have to protect you. You my precious daughter. You God's precious daughter. So this is why I
Mhm.
don't want you riding your bike in the front yard by yourself, because at any moment. So if she sees a poster with a little girl missing, like, Daddy, this little girl's been missing for 3 weeks. What happened to her? I have to let her know, like, baby girl, this is why I try to keep you safe. Like every single morning when we leave the house, we hold hands in the kitchen, we pray as a family. And I'm pleading the blood of Jesus. I'm like, man, God, keep my kids safe, protect my
Right.
children, you know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to see them when they get home, And so as a parent, Chris, it hits a whole nother nerve because this is like, yo, you
Mhm.
want to protect them as much as possible, but you just never really know. But I have a responsibility not to give her a spirit of fear, but to let her know, like, baby girl, everybody don't have your best agenda. Everybody don't want the best for you. And there are some evil people in the world, but it's okay because daddy, mommy, God, we going to protect you. So we still
Right.
trying to figure this thing out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
I think you. I think it's important as you came from the father's perspective or a parent's perspective. I think it hurt me from a child's perspective or from a son's perspective. I looked at the victims, and a lot of them were older.
Man.
Saw a lot of people in their 50s, man. I saw a few people in their 60s. It might have been a couple two in their 40s or whatever, and then somebody I think was 32. But seeing that, man, I can't help but put my parents in that position. You know what I'm saying? Look like people that just have a routine who are literally like down, just doing the consistent thing that they just do every week around that
Right.
time.
Right.
For it to be such a consistent age group, you know what I'm saying? Like it almost is like he went in during a non-popular time of the day and went hunting, like literally went hunting people. Even when you hear about like you mentioned earlier, the apology when he turned his gun on a white man and said, "Oh, I'm sorry." So he's not crazy, right? He's sick, like you said. Like he's sick. He's mentally messed up, and so like
Well,
it,
Mike, I'm gonna give you a chance to clarify that, because the way it's and I know you don't mean it like this, but the way it
okay.
sounded when you say he's sick, I don't want somebody to think that you coming into defense for my man. So you mean like he got a sick mind, not like we gotta pity
He
him.
has a
He's
disgusting
evil.
mind.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Okay, there
Oh,
we go.
he's
There we go.
evil. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually trying to hold him more accountable. I'm saying that he is not lacking understanding of what he's doing. He
Right.
has a very intentionally sick motivation
He's
for people of color. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah.
I just wanted to
He
give
and
you a
he
Okay.
chance before somebody jump
Uh,
in the comments. Now we do want y'all to comment now, but y'all show us love in
yeah.
the comment. I will be jumping to judgment and be coming from my boy Mikey. I had to run up on you, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to give you a chance because I know you wasn't saying, because there are a lot of people, Chris, and that's why I cut the news off. I am no news club. Because if I hear one more
Okay.
person try to justify, if I hear one more person talk about mental health, if I hear one more person, I'm like, come on, we know where this rhetoric is coming from. This whole replacement
Mm,
theory with Tucker Carlson and Fox News and some of these other folks, you know what I'm saying, on the right. And I'm just like, come on now, like, let's put politics aside. Can y'all just for a moment just realize that some of the people that y'all listen to who you agree with their politics and their policies, but there are some narratives that they're out here pushing, and it's sick.
yeah.
And God is not in that, and God is not pleased. And so I'll be asking myself, like, yo, where do we go from here? Like when this
Right.
Mm,
happens, like it cannot be, Chris, that it just happens and we mourn for a week or two and then we move on back to life. You know what I'm
so
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's
true.
like, but we don't want to harbor and focus on it, because then it's like, you know what I'm saying, we're pain or fear mongering, like, and just, but it's like, yo, where do we go from here? Like, how do we bring about some hope and some healing?
Hmm.
That's
Shh,
my
don't start with
struggle.
You,
me because
you know what?
I'm in the
Because
same
I
spot.
had my guy. Shout
Right.
out to Gabe, man. Shout out to Gabe. Let me further clarify. So Gabe was like, "This is my guy, bro. Mighty man of God, powerful speaker here in Atlanta. Here's our Speakers Academy and our Speakers Elite program." So he texted me and he was just like, "Man, big bro, like, what can we do as like a Speakers Academy community? Like, what can we do for those families there?" And I say, "Bro, the fact that we speak in life." The fact that we showing up to universities and schools and corporations with a message of hope, a message of love, a message of diversity in equality, you know what I'm saying? A message of healing, a message of motivation, you know what I'm saying? A message that helps people to bridge the gap. Like, that's what we do. So the only way I know how to fight back, like marching is cool, but marching is not necessarily going to move the needle when it comes to the legislations and the laws. It's going to get attention, it's
Mm,
going to get focus. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like we got two different approaches. I feel like you got the Martin approach, which is like, yo, we're going to push love, we're going to push positivity, boom, boom, boom. Then you got the Malcolm approach. That's like by any
Okay.
means necessary. So for me, in my home, personally, I'm letting y'all into my world now. I'm on Malcolm when you come to my crib. All day long. I'm on Malcolm. I'm not on Dr.
Mm,
Martin Luther King. If you come to my home, I am not on. If you come to my house talking crazy, I will protect my family. Then I will pray for you as the ambulance
mm,
come. You feel me? Like that's where I'm at.
mm-hmm.
Point blank. Period. When I step out here in the world, I don't have to be out here with my 12 gauge or a 9mm or my Glock or AR-15. When I'm out here in the world, I'm giving a message of hope, a message of love, a message of unity, a message of healing. But if you come to my home, I have a responsibility. And so I really be having to like be balanced. And so with people, so when I ask y'all where do we go from here, for me, I have people in our community like, Jay, what do we do? How do we fight back? Y'all, we gotta fight this hate with love. We got to go out here and put out this message of love and healing and inspire and motivate. You know what I'm saying? Like we need that anointing. That's why we had that baptism at our conference. I don't need y'all just out here inspiring people. I need you out here setting the captives free. My man was 18 years old. What if somebody had spoke at his high school? For real, like, what if
mm,
somebody spoke at his high school last year and gave a message that could have shifted some things? Because he's
Mm,
hearing
yeah.
one narrative, he's hearing the
mm,
replacement theory, he's hearing this other foolishness. But what if there was someone else that was speaking life, someone else that was doing, someone else that might have pricked his heart? So that's what I'm on. I'm on like preventative measures. You know what I'm saying? And
mm.
so, yeah, that thing deep, man.
Ooh. And that might be
Yeah,
the
I think.
biggest, that might be one of the biggest solutions is preventative measures because throughout people's lives, they go through so many different things, and oppress people, hurt people. And it's like, there's never going to be a situation where everyone's just not, hurting. Everyone's in their right state of mind. Like, and we had the episode, Whose Thoughts Are You Thinking, a while back. He's probably thinking generations of just hate. People in his family, people in his community just hate. And he's never been nothing else has ever been really instilled in him to know any different, to feel any different. He's never felt that relationship maybe with somebody that could have changed his life, like you said. But again, we're not making excuses for this man, because everybody is they have the ability to make their own decisions. But with that preventative measures, maybe it can prevent some things from happening. But the reality is things are gonna happen all the time. It's just how do we respond to them from here and not make it so normal? How do we come together as a community to help the people that are actually affected by this, and not just be like, oh dang, another one down. Like, we have to change the way we responding, because we've become so like numb to it that we don't really even organize to do much anymore on a grander scale. There might be little, smaller communities that do, but this should be a bigger issue. Should be more people involved.
I think it's so hurtful. It's such reactive. It causes such a reaction that naturally I go into my hermit mode, right? Because like Jay was saying briefly, but hate brings about a toxicity in me that like I want to defend everybody else, right? It's like let me give you somebody to bring that energy to, like, and so for me, trying to be a Christian man, I silence myself because I'm trying to give God a chance to speak first. Like, I'm really trying to give God, like, you go ahead, like, my heart. And my heart ain't completely there yet. Like, my heart ain't completely with you, God. Like, I see I got some revengeful, some vindictive ways in my heart that want to make up for what I just seen. I don't want to kill nobody, but I do want to defend defenseless people. And I want the person who is, or people that have the mindset to go around hurting people, especially people that look like me, to know that there are also people that look like me who can defend themselves and who are willing to go above and beyond to make sure that you understand that you can't do that, regardless if the law agrees with it or not. And so I feel like God kind of puts me in like, nah, Mike, you need to relax. You need to chill. You need to sit still. Be still and know that I am God. And I think sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, is to sit there and let God go first, when sometimes he wants to move in love and we feel justified by revenge or by the same hate that actually caused us to feel the way that we feel.
But you know what? Some of these people feel justified by even using God or the Christian religion.
And that's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm talking about love. And that's the reason why I think it's so good to sit, because everybody thinks using them. You know what I'm saying? And by my relationship with God, I understand that God steps on my toes a lot more than he comforts me. A lot more. Because he's always trying to prune me and show me that I need to be closer to him. So for me, he's like, nope, Mike, I didn't say do that. Nope, Mike, I didn't say go there. No, Mike, you doing that again. No, I love you, but you still struggling. I'm with you, but you got to pick this up. You got to do better. And so before even I respond to what I want to do, my reaction is, all right, God, what are we doing? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here then? You got, you don't be leading this, right? You got the world, right? Okay, so these people are hurt, and people are going to look to us as encouragement, people as motivators, to encourage them out of a place that we also understand what they're feeling. We have those same feelings. So now it's really a matter of where do we go from here? And I actually volunteer to be the transparent person in the situation to say, I do not know.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, and I'm glad you said that, Mike, because a lot of people don't know. Hell, I don't really know. I just knew one thing. I wasn't going to touch it. people was hitting me like, hey, are you gonna say something? Are you gonna address something? You know, that people use the whole term like influencer. I'm like, I'm a man of God first. I ain't really on that, but I do want to influence you, you know what I'm saying, for righteousness, influence you to go to the next level, influence you to be who God called you to be. I initially wasn't gonna address it, but I was like, but I should. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna necessarily address the situation because that's a whole, you know, I get it's a whole slippery slope into the politics, into the narrative, into the language, into the, you know what I'm saying, all the other people that's been commenting online, you know what I'm saying, that's in support of it, and the GoFundMe's that people is creating. Like, that's the disgusting, sick part. It wasn't just
Yeah.
him. There are tens of thousands of other people that's cheering for him and supporting him and rallying behind him. Like, that's demonic. Let me be
Very.
clear to
Mm,
anybody listening. That is demonic. That is an
mm,
evil spirit. Like, that is a demon inside of people. For them to see my man go, not my man, to see that coward, that racist coward, go in the grocery store and gun down those innocent people, knowing what
yeah.
he was doing, with racial slurs on
Yeah.
the barrel of the gun, and then to know that
That's
people are
crazy.
cheering for him, and people are like, that's demonic. That is evil. And so my
Mm-hmm.
first thing was, I ain't gonna touch that foolishness and touch the racist narrative that's been shared throughout the years that got this person to this place. My thing was, I had to catch myself, and I was like, all right, y'all, don't let the
Facts.
behavior of other people change your heart. Cause I was
Yeah.
I was on some other stuff, Mike. I was like, bro, I want all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? I
Facts.
was like, y'all
Facts.
come around here like it's going. Then I had to catch myself because in my energy, my
Mm-hmm.
pain
Yeah.
for them, my energy was off. My energy was on some evil. My energy was on
Mm-hmm.
some vengeance. My energy was on some, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna take matters in my own hand. My energy, and I was like, yo, you
Mm-hmm.
can't fight hate with hate. And so
Mm.
I gotta focus on us loving ourselves. That's why I told people,
Oof.
don't let the behavior of other people change your heart. And that's the only message I have for them. I have not addressed anything else online except for today. Yeah, like, but my thing is like, don't let the behavior of other people change your heart. Because our hearts are messed around and we ended up corroded. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. People have gotten their heart broke. And now you got women that don't know how to love and don't know how to trust men because they got their heart broke. You got men that got
Mm-hmm.
cheated on by his girl, and now he feel like ain't nobody ever gonna love me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let the
Yeah.
behavior, don't let what somebody else does to you affect you, block your blessing in the future. And so I realized for me, Chris, I had to be like, all right, let me catch myself. Let me, because I felt a shift in energy in my spirit, and I was like, okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna help y'all out. I said, this is not the spirit of God inside me. Now, don't get me
Mm.
Mm,
wrong. God is a God of love, but God is also a God of protection. Let me be
yeah.
clear. All right, let me be balanced. It's some times when God was like, I will smite you in the Bible. It's some times when God was like, I will destroy you. It was some times when God told his people, the children of
Mm.
Israel, go and kill your enemies and the women and the children and their cattle. So don't play with
Yeah.
it. Don't, our God is a God of love, right? I love
Yeah.
my children. Hence why I will protect my children. I would die for my
Facts.
children. I would die for I would die for what I believe in because I love
Mm,
them so much. So just because
yeah.
our God is a God of love, don't think it's all marshmallows and Cocoa Puffs. Like, he about that life. And so I had to just catch myself because the
Yeah.
word says, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. And
True.
God was like, watch your energy, son.
Mm.
You want some vengeance stuff right now. You want some hatred. You want some, I wish you would come around here. I got them things through the crib. That's what you on. That's my place, son.
Mm.
You protect your peace. You protect your heart. I need you motivating this world. I need you encouraging this world. I need you speaking life to this world. I need you giving a message of hope, a message of love, a message of healing to this world. I don't need you giving a message of, I wish you would come around here. I got them things. You can, because now you matching that energy, that hate with hate.
Right.
He said,
Yeah.
let me deal with that. Vengeance is mine. You push a message of love. You push a message of hope. And you encourage my people, your community. And that's what we trying
Right.
to do today, y'all. So we just trying to figure this thing out, man.
Mm.
That's real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe y'all can tap in with us in the comments and let us know what y'all think.
Please. Please.
Not just from what we said, but the things that y'all been thinking. Like, where do you personally go from here, y'all? Like, what do you see for yourself in a world full of hate? How do you still become your best self in a world full of demonic influences? What
Mm.
what makes you committed to do the best of what God has called you to be and become. How do you feel about trying to fulfill your purpose, knowing that some fool can come up in there and cut your life short? How do you feel about it? Are you motivated to still be your best, knowing that it may not be up to you when it's taken? Like what goes through our minds in our day to day when it comes down to I am going to win. I am going to win, and there's someone plotting to ensure that you lose. Are you mindful of it? Are you intentional about the fact that there is a great evil force out there that is just as adamant about killing you as there is someone about saving you? Are you do we understand that every decision that we make could be our last opportunity to make a positive impact on ourselves or the people around us, or just be a better person in all facets? Like,
That's why.
where is our mentality?
And that's why I be getting so frustrated, Mike. People, man, we ain't got time to play, bruh.
Yeah.
It's like, what you going? So, all right, here we go. So, to everybody that feel a certain type of way about the shooting,
Yeah.
what you finna do about it? You gonna live a life of purpose? What impact you gonna make out here in the world? What love? What
Yeah.
hope? What restoration? What healing? What encouragement you gonna bring to this world?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the energy we need to have. So for me, I was like, yo, I got to be more productive. So if Nick say, hey, Jay, we doing this, we doing that, I'm like, yes, ma'am, let's go. You running the play. You draw the play. I'm gonna run the play. Like I'm that much more focused. I'm that much more locked in. This stuff ain't gonna stop either. That ain't gonna be the
Yeah.
last. Ain't nothing to happen. And let me tell you something. And these guns ain't going nowhere either. I can
Yeah,
already
you're right.
see them saying we
They're
want to
not.
confiscate these guns. That's how you mess around and have a civil war in America. You start
No,
talking.
for real.
That's a whole nother conversation right there. So I see things getting worse. So we got to be more potent. We got to be more
Yeah.
powerful. We got to be more anointed. We got to be more locked in. We got to be more focused. And we have to protect our peace and protect our heart. Chris, you be proud of me because I ain't seen a police shooting. I seen a video the other day scrolling. I be protecting my eyes. I seen a video the other day. Something popped up on I don't know, one of them like vlog Instagram boys, like Baller Alert or Shade Room or something. I seen something pop up where this guy was punching this black woman in the face. I seen that sucker for a half a second and kept scrolling.
You know what?
Chris, I can't watch that. You're gonna mess up my whole day. You're gonna mess up now I'm looking at guys who are white. He probably a great guy, love black people. But in my heart, I feel a certain type of way. So I'm like, I can't even watch that. I can't even watch
But you know
that
what?
because I'm gonna start
That popped
feeling a
up
certain
on
type of way.
that popped up on my timeline too. And I'm not gonna say he don't love black people. No, he did not. He was hitting that woman because he felt entitled. He felt entitled to be, I guess, in the position he was in, and he put his stuff in front of hers at the counter, and she was like talking to him or whatever, and he just started going off on her. And so she had, so like her face was swollen, everything. He really put a number on her, and it's just sad. He does need to be arrested. I don't know if he got arrested, but he does need to be arrested. He needs to go to jail. He needs to, like, there's no consequences for a lot of these people, so they just feel like, oh, it's a badge of honor, but nah, they need to get some consequences.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me just say this right here. Chris, Mike, man, y'all know how much I love y'all. Y'all know how much I love my family. I'm in protection mode of my family, protection mode of people from evil. And for me to really be who God want me to be, I have to be in protection mode of my heart and protection mode of my mind. And so I am intentional about I didn't even know the background. I seen maybe 2 punches within a second and kept scrolling. Then I
Right.
scrolled and seen a woman, they called her Karen in a Starbucks, like turning stuff over, like through a little temperature. I kept scrolling. Because if I stay here and I read the caption and I watch the video, I'm like, that's the problem. She feel entitled, but now I feel that rage. I feel that hate brewing in my heart. And I'm like, nah, I know there's evil in the world. I don't need to see that. That does nothing for my spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be naive. I have to protect my heart. I have to protect my peace. So if we're asking ourselves,
And it's
where do
important
we
to
go from
protect your
here?
heart. it's important to protect your heart and protect your peace, but it's also important to do something about it, regardless of what you're doing. You have to do something about it so that you're not part of the problem, but more of a part of the solution. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, in reality, part of the problem is people just choosing to stay silent. And I mean, we just have to change that.
And when it comes to some things, people can speak up and they get a whole bunch of attention on the gram, but it doesn't change.
You don't
It doesn't
translate.
change. It don't change the heart of man. Marching,
Correct.
laws, legislation. We can change legislation. We can change the laws by putting the right city officials in. Y'all, this is the hard thing at the end of the day. And only
Mhm.
Yeah.
God can change man or a woman's heart. And so
Yeah.
Right.
for me, I have to say, okay, like Chris said, what am I going to do about it? I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to keep love. I'm going to keep joy. I'm going to keep peace in my heart. I'm going to guard
Yeah.
my eyes and my ears from seeing anything that's negative or hatred that can rise something up inside me. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
I've overcome the anger issues I've had. Praise God. I'm in a new season now, Mike. You feel me? I ain't out here kicking in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a different person now. Who the sun sets free is free indeed, and I want to remain free. And so to everybody out here that experienced that trauma, that heard what happened, that saw it on the news, and you've been feeling a certain type of way, I would challenge you, to all of our next levelers watching us or listening to us, I would challenge you to guard your heart. I would challenge you to guard your mind. There are beautiful, amazing people out here with the Spirit of God that's inside them. That's black, white, yellow, green, purple. You know what they say, red and yellow, black and white. We are precious in His sight. There are some people who are straight evil, you know what I'm saying, that are not just white. It's some very evil Hispanic and Asian American and black folk. Like we talking about the devil, y'all. We talking
Yeah.
about demonic, you know, a mindset. Like that's what we talking about. So for me, I got to guard my energy. I got to guard my heart, you know what I'm saying? So that I don't begin to feel a certain type of way about people with a certain skin tone. I'm like, nope, because that's what the enemy want. Let's keep it all
Yeah.
the way
That's true.
1,000. I'm about to land the plane.
Yeah.
That's what the enemy want. The enemy want us feeling a certain type of way about other folks and vice versa. And God was just like, son, my spirit's not in there. Check your
Mm-hmm.
energy. I know you're hurt. Yes, that was brutal. Yes, that was painful. That was horrific. I'm mourning with them. But watch your heart. So for everybody out here, man, don't let the behavior of other people change your heart. Protect your mind, protect your peace, protect yourself, you know what I'm saying? Protect your family. And how you're going to protect the world is by living a life of purpose. You know what I'm saying? A God-centered purpose that He is giving you. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
how we're going to make an impact out here in this
Mm.
world, man. I love y'all, man. We'll see y'all next week.